Alright, guys, so a lot of people have been mentioning this theory that August 4th was supposed to be the day we finally get GTA 6 Trailer 3. And pretty much this came from the fact that in one of the previous trailers, there is a body cam footage that says 8004, which pretty much just means 808/04, which is August 4th. And people latched onto it as, this will be the release date of Trailer 3. But, obviously it's August 4th. I mean, it's August 5th today, technically, and there's no trailer. But here is the thing. I think there's a lot more going on under the surface than people actually realize. And pretty much, I found someone who broke it down really well. So Luke Stevens put out a clip talking about how, even though GTA 6's marketing barely exists right now, it's somehow working better than it has any right to. So he pulled up many real numbers to back it up, and I want to walk you through his argument and then add my own take at the end about, whether this is actually translating into money for Take-Two. But pretty much Luke's basic point is this. People keep saying that the marketing has sucked, and, look, obviously I get it. It is frustrating because it's not matching what the fans want. It's not that aggressive marketing they promised. But if you pull up the Google Trends, which tracks all internet activity, searches, video views, all of it. Relative to a peak of 100, he set the baseline at RDR2's launch spike, since that's Rockstar's most recent comparable game. And during RDR2's marketing cycle, the first trailer barely registered maybe a 3 out of 100. A later trailer bumped it up to 4. Then closer to launch, it dipped again before the game actually came out and reviews dropped. But now compare that to GTA 6. The first trailer alone hit a 15, 3 times higher than Red Dead 2's opening trailer. And the second trailer hit a 12. And what Luke calls a third moment, the pre-order announcement, even without a proper trailer, spiked all the way to 29. That is nearly triple Red Dead 2's best moment, and GTA 6 has done it with basically 2 trailer and some screenshots. What's really interesting is the pattern after that, though. Once you get past those 2 trailer spikes, engagement goes quiet until you get within about 2 months of launch, when it does pick up hard. So that's typically when the real marketing blitz kicks in, gameplay trailers, the final press push. So even though it feels dead right now, the radio silence period matches almost exactly what happened with RDR2's, before its own marketing avalanche. And there's money behind this too, there's money behind this, obviously. Once you get past those 2 trailer spikes, engagements goes quiet until, you essentially get within about 2 months of launch. That's when it picks up hard. And that's typically when the real marketing blitz kicks in. And analytic firm estimates Take-Two has already pulled in around $260 million in pre-orders, with projection of about 5 billion on launch date and roughly 8 billion by the end of the first month. So realistically, Take-Two doesn't need to do anything else right now. This hype machine is already running on its own, which is kind of funny because it goes against what Strauss Zelnick essentially said. And he pretty much talked about going all in on marketing, calling it eating red meat, implying a massive push was coming. And so far, we've barely seen that. And, if the Red Dead 2 pattern does hold, though, it's possible just, that the huge push is still coming, but it will just be later, close to launch. But here's where I think Luke's framing gets a little too tidy. So if you look at Take-Two's stock instead of just search trends, the story does get a little bit more complicated. So right now shares are sitting around $246 to $247. Over the last 6 months, the stock has climbed significantly, hitting a low near 190 and peaking around 258 on July 6th, right around when pre-orders opened. After that peak, the stock dropped, bottoming out near 230. That could be from the whole no physical disc backlash, but or obviously the lack of the new trailer. But then it started climbing again on its own. And now the question is why? Is it because investors moved past the disc controversy, or because they're expecting a trailer soon? I obviously lean towards the second explanation. But pretty much there's also an investor call or an earnings call scheduled for around August 7th, and which historically does tend to bump up the stock regardless of what's announced. And if that call includes strong pre-order numbers, expect even more investor confidence and another stock bump. So to circle back to Luke's original question, is the non-marketing actually working? I'd push back slightly. Looking at the Google Trend charts again, what actually happened is 2 trailer spikes, a long quiet stretch, and then a sharp climb starting around 3 months before launch that carried straight through to release. That's the same shape Red Dead 2 followed. Now the real anomaly here isn't the marketing strategy, it's the pre-order spike, which created extra news cycles outside the usual, trailer-driven pattern. So it's not that they've abandoned marketing, it's more so that they're running the exact same playbook Rockstar always runs, pretty much, which is go quiet, then ramp up hard 3 to 4 months out from launch. And then obviously worth remembering, once GTA actually launches, that 100 benchmark on the chart won't belong to RDR2 anymore. It'll 100% belong to GTA 6. And it's going to blow past RDR2's numbers, whether that's because it's mainline GTA game, because Rockstar has built a decade of hype, or just because more people are gaming today than in 2018. But it will definitely be bigger than Red Dead 2. And so, no, they're not skipping marketing. They're following the same formula that's worked before. And if August comes and goes with absolutely nothing, that's when I'll start asking harder questions. But right now, this is playing out exactly like it did last time. If you guys want to go ahead and stay ahead of the next trailer drop, subscribe and turn on notifications, because when it hits, I will have broken it down within the hour.